There are different factors which will stop a person from being successful with their goals. And one of the major factors is this right here: mindset towards what it is that they have to do. Oftentimes, in the beginning, we feel inspired because we have a goal, and therefore we have this positive mindset of being able to do this. But when we actually research and realize that there's work involved, our mindset starts to go the wrong way because we are trapped within our comfort zone. And that's why I became a life coach, because I want you all to be successful. Make sure you watch this whole video. Now, the problem with all of us is our attitude. And our attitude is based a lot on our socialization. Sometimes we have people leave the chat, and if I feel like they left the chat at a strange time, I message them and I talk to them. So I did that, and I did it a couple times this particular class. And one thing that I'm realizing is that when we have people who might be stronger in the program, people who did the program a couple times, post in the chat, which is what I'm so thankful for. Thankful to have people who know the program works, who are out there showing you what they're eating and whatnot. People who are new sometimes get intimidated, and sometimes they start with that word, which is a word not allowed in my vocabulary or in my house, except for things that I know God don't want me to do, and that word is can't. And you start saying, I can't live up to what these people are doing. I can't get all these meals done. I can't do this. I can't do that. And it happens all the time. And the painful thing about can't is that the same people that you know saying you can't do stuff with are who were your inspiration for joining the program in the first place. You know, if someone was to say to you, you can't, you're a loser, you can't get this done, you can't do the program, you're not gonna make it, most of the time you would be like, who's this idiot talking to me? He know what my mother child capable of doing, because you know that you can. Deep down, you are capable. Deep down, you know, I can do this. I can do this. This is possible for me. Furthermore, a lot of people deep down, oh, the weight they have some magic plan of losing it one day. They think that they're way more fabulous than they actually are in certain settings, and they have plans to be even more fabulous in the future. Nobody plans to be old and sickly and obese and have all the different health problems that come from poor nutrition and poor habits, lack of exercise, and so on. No one sit down and say to themselves, when I get old, I'm going to be drinking 6 Cokes a day, dependent on coffee, going to the doctor and on medication all the time. But that is the reality that we see in society today. The reality is that we're getting more and more people with non-communicable diseases getting sick, dying early. Nobody says to themselves, I'm going to die early. A person said that person's extremely depressed. They need a therapist, all kind of thing. Because usually, as much as life can be very hard, humans have a way of being extremely optimistic and sometimes unrealistic about who they are and where they are on their journey. And the truth of the matter is that yes, you're going to have days when you're tired and all the things I've talked about and sympathize with before. But this little message is not to sympathize with you. This message is to tell you to use anybody who intimidates you as inspiration. And I'm not going to go and tell you go and look at Oprah and all these millionaires and all these people who you don't know what they did to get where they are. I'm going to tell you go to our FWD Shape Up page and look at those people on that page, because they are real people and they have real results. And you're a real person. And I bet you have even more results than you might realize right now, because seeing yourself every day sometimes stops you from seeing how far you have come. There is no point that it's too late to do the right thing for your body. On the day before the program ends, if you decide to pick it up and say to yourself, I was too busy, work had me, I burned my $300. You did not burn your money. You have a nutrition plan. You have all of the emails. Just get convinced that you can do it, which is the reason why you paid in the first place. Now, I am not going to get tired, because what has happened is I've gotten accustomed to people not realizing their full potential when it really counts, to people saying things to give themselves an excuse to not do what they're supposed to do. But this is what I'm going to tell you. People will invest $300 in a pair of shoes. People will invest $300 in a plate of food. People invest $300 in all sorts of things that give them pleasure. You have invested this in something that can actually change your lifestyle permanently for the better if you follow it. There is no reason to make an excuse. No one is telling you you're going to always be perfect. Your aim is to not give up. That is always your aim. We know that there's not a perfect life. If you pay attention, you would know things like the food industry and the pesticides in your food and the different things that you inhale every day and the toxins and so on. There is so much attacking your wellness. There are so many things to give you food addiction, to make you addicted to foods that you should not be consuming in large amounts. This is your life, and you have to take it into your own hands. You have to do what is necessary to benefit yourself, or you will never be your ideal version of yourself. When you start to let go, the amount of self-pride that you feel when you realize that you went a whole week without sugar, you went a whole week without eating macaroni pie or something else that you was eating daily, that is the triumph. And eventually that triumph spreads into other aspects of your life. You had several conversations and were extremely respectful to a person that you don't really like. All sorts of different things. Yes, baby. There's all sorts of different ways to be your best self. But it starts with you here and now. It starts right now. So I want to encourage you, as I said before, to be inspired, to look for inspiration, to stop competing. No one is in a competition with you. So whoever it is that did better than you doesn't matter, because the only thing that matters is you yesterday and you today. If you have an example, especially those people who were athletes and stuff when they were young, people have an example of a better version of themselves to look back at. That is your goal. Your goal is a better version of yourself. Your goal will never be somebody else's, because you can never know what their struggle really is for them, and you can never go through what they're going through, nor they you. So they're irrelevant, and the only thing another person can do for you when you're on a journey is inspire you and uplift you when you're having a bad day. Other than that, they're not important and they're not useful. So I said this because it needed to be said. I really care about your journey. All you have to do is really care about it too. Every day is not going to be perfect. Every day is not going to be the same. But kudos to you for trying. Kudos to you for using the resources we give you. Kudos to you for watching this video. We are so excited about the fact that you're going to be successful. So you be excited too, because your best self is coming, and if you have the right attitude, then it's already here.